Hello everyone. Hi again. I was not even going to film the rest of the painting. I was going to do like a ta-da! But as this is the final step, I still think it's nice to show you how I do this specific type of background technique, because it's true that when I do it all the time, I have all my techniques and stuff, so for me it seems obvious that I'm going to show you a picture and you're going to know how to do it. But maybe I don't know, maybe I'll show you a few steps in the process so you have a better idea of the precision and how to make this mosaic effect with the colors. So this is my favorite part when I'm really enjoying the painting, when I have created, because when I have the design in mind, I have the pressure, like, am I gonna make it the way I want to make it? I don't want to ruin it, whatever. But once the design is done, the outline, and I just have to paint the colors, this is really when the last touch up, like when you make a cake and you sprinkle the glitter on top. It's the cool part, the satisfaction when you're like feeling accomplished and excited to see the result, because just like you, I'm discovering the result at the same time. It's a process, but the inspiration comes bit by bit. When I'm ready, then the time is right, everything falls into place. So see, it's funny because I found this painting from Monet. So Monet is my favorite painter. When I was a child, every time I had to do a presentation in school about a painter, I would go and find a painting from Monet. So this one is like my favorite painting in the entire world. I have many paintings that I love. I love Salvador Dali. Like, I just learned that there is a Salvador Dali museum in Florida. So I'm going to be there very soon. I love his paintings, amazing. But you see, when I was painting the Metatrons cube, I found my book about Monet and this fell off. Like, I put it on my desk, and funny enough, this is the colors of the painting that I'm doing right now. See? Ta-da! So you see how okay, so it looks very light right now, but if you see it with your own eyes, the colors are more vibrant. And you see how the background is like sage color, green, and here the blue background here, and the purple and kind of blue like the sky, and the lines for the sky, and the letters here are kind of reddish, purple-ish. And that made me laugh because there's always a reason why something comes up. So I've put this on my desk, so I'm gonna finish this painting looking at this. So trying to add some warm colors. So I've added all the light colors first here in the background because I wanted to do like a energy, the brighter sprinkles of energy coming out of the Metatrons cube. And so now everything that you see, I'm gonna fill with darker colors, and so that's gonna create a nice contrast and give really this mosaic effect in the painting. So hopefully it'll be nice. And so you see, I thought it was funny because how imagery is amazing, and you can express a concept, a color, a memory, a concept, a person, an experience just through the colors. That's what I love about the Dottyism, because like I've mentioned before, I'm not very good at drawing things like this. So I have painted some like this. That's pretty awesome. But it took me a long time on a door. Like when I was in New Orleans, I was missing kind of being in natures in the field of Provence. So I had a giant door that we were not using in my sunroom. And I painting a giant field with a house, and it was like my gateway, I would look at this and I felt like I was in Provence. I put some fake grass on the floor in the sunroom, and there I was. And this is how I started to paint, actually, in this sunroom. It's funny, I'm thinking about this right now. And so through the mandalas, I'm not as gifted as Monet to paint something like that, but through the mandalas, I simplify it and I suggest it through colors. So, you know, no matter your level, I saw someone today posting a class about acrylic pour. Acrylic pour, it's the same thing. I've tried to make one the other day. That was you see, that looks simple. When you see it, you're like, oh, this is simple. You just pour it. And I'm pretty sure the artist who creates her pour, for her, it's super simple because she's used to do it every day. But once I've tried it, I was like, oh, I'm wondering, a few questions and stuff. So we're all complementary. I'd love to do an acrylic pour and to have like a mandala on top of it, like a wine mandala or something. That'd be a cool mix, actually, combination or collaboration project. Which actually, we have a collaboration project with, I don't know if I'm gonna say it. Yeah, we'll show you. That something is gonna be awesome. Of mixing styles of paintings like that as well. So yeah, let's switch the camera. So I have my little thing right here. I'm gonna put the camera over the painting and you're gonna see the steps. Okay, so as you can see, it's kind of a mess on my desk. I don't think it's funny because the paintings look so neat and clean, but when you see the mess on my desk, it's very curative, I'm like converting the mess into something precious. And actually, we were talking about this with my friend Brandy. Put the wand here, get some nice energies. So yeah, we were talking about important it is to clean your house, clean your office, because I can tell you for a fact that the days when I'm down in a bad mood and I just feel overwhelmed that I can't start or complete a project, or I'm not gonna make it, or I'm pretty sure you have these days too. I notice it's days when my house is dirty or in a mess. It's never that bad because I clean pretty often, but still, if I have 2 pets, for example, so if I need to, there's always a need to vacuum for sure. And so once I vacuum and the house is clear and I open the windows, I can breathe and my mind is clear and I want to take on the world. I want to start a painting, set up a nice workshop and stuff like that. So you see this paint. Okay, so Metatrons. Let's talk about Metatrons now. While I'm painting, actually, you see this is the meditation. I seem like I'm talking a lot, but usually I'm super silent when I paint, but I do think a lot. All these thoughts I'm sharing with you is pretty much as I'm painting, channeling ideas and self-reflection. Or on other concepts. So Metatron is an archangel that helps the people who are in a phase of a transition of spirituality. It helps them reconnect with their spiritual gifts, abilities, and his light, we say the purple light of Metatron, okay, the healing ray, the purple healing rays. It's super, you hear this a lot, but you see, the other day I was talking with my friend Deviani Channeling, which is an amazing, Deviani Singh, from Isis Channeling. She's an amazing channel and priestess. I've been following her, goddess. I've been following her for years, and every time I'm painting something or having ideas, I know we're connected because she posts something very similar and artworks that complement pretty much We've worked together on a sigil. It's like I was creating a sigil, and for a few weeks, I didn't know really how to finish it or complete it. And we were in a session together, and she drew while we were talking, she drew the symbols that she sees in my chakras. And with that, at the same time, I was painting. That was really weird because we were not really discussing the sigil, but we were connecting at the same time, receiving the same information. So that unlocked me, you know, just by energy. And this is something I wanted to mention in the previous video that I forgot, that healers, they don't need to do something special. So yes, some are great at talking to you into something, some are great at showing you a technique, some are great with crystals, some are great with they do Reiki. We all have techniques and stuff we're good at, but in the end, the healer, just by being in their presence, just by connecting with them, it unlocks something in you. It heals you. So Devyani, when we were talking, she unlocked, just our connection unlocked the answer of the puzzle for the sigil. And so for this painting, it's been the same process. It's been like a real puzzle, working with the fire letters. And as I connect with the fire letters, each letter is starting making me think of someone. So of course, look at this one is for Dean. This looks like a D, and he even has like the hair, you know, the cool hair on top. And so you connect. I mean, I've been watching all the videos from Dean. It's like we're painting together this, you know, he's guiding me through the paintings and the colors and how to arrange the letters. So this was like a puzzle. This was really like a puzzle on putting all the symbols. And I will talk more about it in the other video when the painting is finished. But for this time right now, I want to talk about the colors. So yeah, Metatrons. And why did I pick Metatrons? Because Dean has the energy of Metatrons. Obviously, when he was like starting his training the other day, literally it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the time that they are starting. And my front door, there is a wind that blows like super strong. My front door opens and there, I see like this wind, you know, like in the movies, like the wind with the leaves, you know, coming in, like there is a spirit coming in. The house, I felt, you know, the energy of Metatrons coming in. And so he's like, hey, you know, through the Zoom chat and stuff, it's like, I'm bringing the training in your living room. But really, literally, I felt like the energy of Metatrons coming in and guide me for the colors and everything. It's very, very powerful and healing. You have no idea. I've started this painting for 2 months. Everything that has happened in 2 months that is directly related to why are they doing this? What are they doing over there? Oh, okay, they're building, they're fixing the road. That's good actually. And yeah, the amount of stuff that have happened, the veils that lifted. So yeah, for Dean, I wanted the color of the crown chakra because it has really this ability of connecting with people, of knowing, you know, he always says, don't try to have people understand you, try to have people understand them. Because it's true that also self-doubt makes us want to always, you know, kind of justify ourselves, and we want, you know, people to understand us, and it's good because we're showing our strength, we're showing our or gifts as well, you know, by sharing a bit of ourselves. But what people love is when they feel, oh yeah, he gets it, you know, someone understands me. And he has this connection with his crown chakra of reading in people. Like when he sends an email, it's always exactly on point with what's happening in the collective or in individual life. You feel like the email speaks directly to you. I mean, it's a healer. It's the connection that's gonna bring you something and heal you and make you want to keep going. You know, this morning he was saying, surround yourself with the persons who uplift you. You know, you have no idea. And you know, sometimes I complain. That's interesting because I call my friend to complain. You know, we all have our stuff. Sometimes you just need to let it out. So I call my friend and we complain and we both let out, you know, oh, this or that. And then, you know, you feel better. You feel better because you let it out, and then you give more room for positivity. You know, you clear, just like cleaning your house, you clear the negative, and then it lifts up all the time. It's like a pattern. It's like a pattern I've noticed in my life. The first reaction, someone tells you something, the first reaction is like, okay, you're going to be excited, and if there is a little hic or something, you get scared or you get angry or whatever. You just need to let it out. So it's good if you have good friends that listen to you and give you advice and stuff like that, because right after the phone call, then I have a flash. I'm like, oh, I'm completely wrong. It's actually super positive situation. You learn to see something with new eyes. So this is a personal work, you know, that letting things out. Don't also like take your friends just to tell them your negative stuff. You don't want to be that person either. But if your friend, when you talk to your friend, if they're telling you, no, yeah, you're right, it sucks, your life sucks, whatever, you know, you're like, yeah, we're both like, yeah. Well, you feel better for a minute, but then you still need, you know, to have this person who's like, hey, are you kidding me? That's not it. You know, you keep going. So the both are important. That would be too easy to say that. And I have some friends like this. They're just saying the positive, and I'm like this too. Like when someone comes and asks me a question, I'm more positive for others than I am for myself. Like I would be the first one to advise you to do all the best stuff, but then when it comes to you, you have more self-doubt. So from an external point, you see the capacity, how beautiful people are and all their abilities and stuff, but when it's nice also when it's you to have a reminder sometimes. So how many times if I listen to this little voice within that tells me to give up, you don't know how many times I'm looking at plane tickets to get out somewhere in the jungle, which I will probably one day. I'll just take off and go to the jungle. Oh yeah, and you need to see also, but for now I'm enjoying this painting and sharing all these ideas, and it is indeed a lot of equipment. Paint takes space, and the desk. Okay, so you see now that I'm spacing them out. Do you see how it's going to change completely the look of the painting? That looks kind of bland right now with not too many colors. And this is a shade of purple, so the crown chakra, purple light, healing light, and it's metallic, so it's really gonna catch and spread the light. But I'm gonna mix it with another kind of purple as well. That is more purple. This one is more towards the, I wouldn't know what to say. This looks like, but okay. So you see, I'm putting the purple on the outside, so it's going to kind of fade in the letters, because I don't want the letters to be too flashy. It's still the Metatrons cube that is going to be the main symbol, the main attention of the painting. And the symbols all around, I want to kind of blend them in the paint. So they're here, but it's not like the first thing, you know, that pops to have all these letters, because I like to appreciate the geometry itself as well. So I think it's gonna be nice. So I don't know, you see, am I gonna put it too close? If I put it too close to the symbol, I don't want either to, okay, I'm gonna put it but not too close of the symbol. Still want the symbol to be highlighted. You see, it's not that simple, because you have to study this where you put the colors, because when you have two colors, similar colors next to each other, then you blend them. So you have to, do you want it to look like it's blending, or do I want it to look like it's contrasting? Which, like I do with the gold, for example, usually when I have gold on a painting, I put very dark colors around it, so the gold really like contrasts and is highlighted. It takes a lot of light. Spacing them out. These colors are so beautiful. I am amazed every time. And every painting is an experiment. You know, every painting is an experiment. For this one, I took my time, because it was really a process. And you know, when you start a project, I've learned through the process of the painting, I've actually learned a lot on life itself and doing a project. For example, one day I was painting most of the time, I was painting a painting for a friend, one of my best friend. And so I did like the 3 quarters, and it was the 4 seasons, the sun of the 4 seasons. And so I did the 3 seasons, and for the 4th corner of the painting, the autumn season, I wasn't sure what to do. But I was like, oh, that's it, I just want to finish it. I just want to finish it already, you know, I'm just gonna do whatever. Okay, I'm just gonna do this, you know, okay, that's fine. I wasn't like super, it's not like usually, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, the inspiration comes, it's like a flash. Oh yeah, that's the one, that's this. It was more like, oh, I just want to finish it. Okay, I'm just gonna do that, and it's gonna look good. And then it's like, I don't like it, and I can't let the painting go if like there is something I'm uncomfortable with, just like the letters here, until I found the right combination. I could not start painting the background until I was happy with the equation. So I don't know why I was saying this, I can't remember. Oh yeah, that's it. It just got back to me. So, and then I was like, oh, I don't like the painting too much. And so then guess what? I have to cover it up, like erase it, cover it up with the paint, just like I did with the symbols here. I repainted over like at least 5-6 times for each letter, and change and make different, because it's hard to tell the final result until it's drawn and painted. That's the thing. So every time I draw it, I would be like, oh yeah, that looks good. And once I'm painting, I'm like, And so in the end, but I wanted to gain more time and go faster, and just finish up. you do something you're not happy with and it's not working, and then you have to redo it again, and you've wasted more time than if you said, okay, I'm not inspired, I'm not gonna do this right now, I'll get back to it when I'm ready. So this is what I did with this painting, really. I took my time, I didn't want to rush it. I just sat down and painted when I was like, oh yes, that's it. You know, and even though 15 times I've been like, oh yes, that's it. And as soon as it's done, you're like, I can make it better. I can make it better. Let's see, let's arrange it. Okay. So you see, I'm putting the purple just on the edges. I'm not gonna get it coming too close to the Metatrons cube, because the Metatrons cube, I want, you know, like when you have a light, it's brighter in the center, it's almost white, bright in the center, and then you start seeing the spectrum and the actual colors at the end of the ray. So same here, the colors and stuff on the outside, and the more bright and blend in the center near the cube. Okay, so for now I'm gonna do a tour like this, just the edges. And see here, they're kind of close, I'm spacing them out. I'm still gonna put one or two getting closer to here, so then it's really blending. It's not, you don't have like a delimitation like purple here, no, it's progressively zones that are going to blend. You see, it seems like it's 50 ideas coming through my head all the time, but in the end, it makes sense. It circles back to the point. It's like a loop. Okay, don't want to get too close to the symbol. Still, these are so beautiful. I mean, I'm so happy with this. The symbols, the fire letters, they are so beautiful. The paint, the colors, they are so beautiful. I'm just putting it together, but I love it. So this will be like a cosmic version of the Monet painting, right? Okay, and see, you dip in the paint like this. Okay, you dip in the paint. Well, this one is not a good one. Okay, it's hard because it's kind of a, how do you say, gluey. So you see, this is not good. It's hard for it to blurb, but with another paint, it's not supposed to do that. Okay, you have a little bit of paint like this, and then you do little dots. That's. You barely touch the paper. Okay, if you touch the paper, it'll be flat. If you don't touch the paper, it's gonna drop like a drop. That's the secret. Okay, and of course we have the wand that has been here all along, and this is high energy. Literally, I think JEA should pay me because so much energy in this house. I don't know how we could. Now the question, because this is high energy stuff, like I can't work on more than 2 or 3 hours on it because I start getting dizzy, because you know, like when you're in the sun and you lay down and it's so nice and you feel this energy from the sun in your skin, you feel like the vitamin, it's okay, you know, it's good for you, okay? But if you stay too long in the sun, you get burned, right? After a while, it starts getting uncomfortable. You're like, oh, okay, I've had my dose of sun. Or if you drink wine, you know, you're like, oh, you know, it's good for you. You drink it, and after 2-3 glasses, you're like, okay, you know, with moderation. So like everything, this is super high energy. So when I paint it, I recharge all the time. I'm always in a better mood after painting. Here we go. but this is so strong that after 2 or 3 hours I have to stop it, and because I get dizzy. So the wand is amazing. I can't even. So how did I find the wand? I was at the Gem and Mineral Show in Jacksonville. It is once a year. And of course, I didn't go to find a wand, but the wand found me. And it's literally, I saw it. You know, usually I really hate shopping. I don't go shopping, except the Gem Show. I'm so excited. Literally, I was on the road to go to the Gem Show, and the city, the entire city, looking from the bridge in Jacksonville, looked like crystals. All the buildings, they look like crystals to me. That's how excited I was. Like even my vision, I was seeing things different. I was like in another dimension. I get to the Gem and when I get to stores, usually I can't stand to be inside a store. But if there is one thing, it's like I see it from really far. It's like there is a light that attracts me, you know, at the other side of the store. I see something like a light attracts me, like, hey, come here. And I found it right away, and so it saves me. I don't have to spend an hour looking in the store. And so same thing, I was at the Gem Show, and I was walking, and all of a sudden there is this wand, this crystal over there. I'm like, ooh, what's over there? I'm gonna go check this out. And I asked, what was his name? Bixby, I think. Digby, he was super nice. I'm like, hey, can I hold it for a quick? Can I look at it? And he's like, yeah, you can look at it. And I took it, and I could never let it go. I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't let it go. It's literally, this was like attached to my hand. I could not let it down. That was crazy. I was like, well, I have to buy it. It's like, I can't let it down, so it's coming with me. And of course, I went like hesitated, yes, no, maybe. But inside, I knew, I was like, yeah, you know, there's no way you're living without this. This is amazing. And it's so precious. So as soon as I found it, like literally at the second, I felt the energy that was so strong. And yeah. And so if I ask a question, and you know, it's funny because in the previous video, I'm like, hey, hi, universe. I use it like a phone. I said that just to laugh, right? Just for a joke. But no, when you ask, the answer comes. I'm holding this. I'm like, oh, you use it as a phone. You ask anything to the universe. And I ask myself a question. Literally the next morning, I found my answer. Like I'm here on YouTube or on browsing on internet, and boom, I found my answer. So it's not like you're talking to the wand and you're gonna hear the wand, like the voice in the wand, yes, Pani, this is your answer, okay, you have to take the purple thing right now. I mean, sometimes, but it's more like you ask the question and very quickly you have the answer. The answer shows up, or someone's gonna call you, is gonna tell you something, even if it's not related at all to your question, or they don't know the story or whatever, but like they're gonna tell you something, or use a word, or use a specific sentence that speaks to you, and you're like, oh, that's weird that he's saying that. You know, that there is a reason why he was led to use these words, because this is your answer, you know, this is your answer. Or so you have lots of answers like this, but if you think it's always just a coincidence, then you don't really pay attention. But the more you pay attention and you realize that it's actually we're all connected and talking and answering to each other like this, it becomes more and more true and more powerful. It's literally, I was with so Natalie, the author of the Fire Letters. I did not, like, I knew her letters because I've used the letters for many years, but I didn't really know about her. I mean, you don't make a research on every single author that you buy a book from or an oracle or... And it's really when I did this painting last week, when I started putting the letters here, that I was led to her. And even though we haven't, like, we've exchanged a little bit, but even though we haven't been literally having a proper long conversation, we've connected, and I feel like we're connected and talking, you know. There is an evolution, even though that's really space to explain, but there is an evolution in the energy, and the letters are alive. The letters are moving energy. So from a day they can give you an energy, and from the day after something different, and they follow your evolution, your growth. It's been very, very interesting. And now, okay, so I'm just doing this little corner so you can see quickly, and then I'm gonna stop here for the video, and I'll finish up a little quickly. But you see, so I've done this one shade of purple, and then I don't want only one shade of purple, otherwise it's gonna contrast too much. You always want, for the mosaic effect, you always want to have many colors. So see, this was the purple I was painting. It is a plum flash. I see I was talking about flash. Plum flash. And now I'm going to put this purple. So it's two different shades. And so when it's put together, the contrast. And amethyst. Amethyst, of course, because, yeah, I was saying crown chakra and purple light. But amethyst, of course. Well, there is some on the quartz, on the wand here. But amethyst is literally the crystal of healers. It's so powerful, the crown chakra. And so I wanted to have some amethyst energy in the painting, of course. And then the other paint that will be green. And this one is jade, emerald, dragon flash. I said dragon flash, and it's like emerald colors. So I wanted to put the energy also of the emeralds and green crystals in there, because green is the color, the strength of the dragon, but green is also the color of the heart chakra. So, and you see, it reminds also the land here from Monet painting. I don't think he was thinking of a dragon when he painted it, but see, it's all connected. This is the beauty about it. And I love to create this alchemy. I don't know if I posted this video or not the other day, where I was saying that I'm not really good at painting a flower, for example, or painting an animal. Usually I use the silhouettes and I fill up the silhouettes. But it's not my favorite thing to do either. You see, I'd rather go take an acrylic pour class or other kind of paintings, but and I love portraits. For example, I have Whitney Perez, which is one of my favorite artists, a portrait artist. She has a gift, the way she makes her portraits. There is so much expression in the painting. It's amazing, but I don't think it's something I personally would enjoy painting. For me, it's too hard. I feel like it's too much of a challenge, and I don't feel like I would be really good at it. And so, yeah, I'd rather her do a painting for me and me work on just, this is what I like, putting the colors together, create the alchemy, symbols, or creating symbols, or using symbols that already exist. The geometry, because for me it's easy, and I still can evolve and progress. See, my geometry is pretty basic, I still have a lot to learn and a lot to progress, but this is an area that passionates me. So it's not hard for me to learn. It's takes time, but it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. So you can, if it's a pleasure, you can learn infinitely. So yeah, that was my little, like Dean says, don't work on your strength. No, don't work on your weaknesses. Work on your strength. And I was telling my best friend this morning as well. That'd be cool that you know, when you work on something you like to do, then you're better because you enjoy doing it and you can feel it. You can feel it when, for example, I love to do my workshops. I love to paint the tutorials. I love to do the tutorials because I explain what I do. I love this. But one thing I don't like to do is promoting the workshops, like like posting, and I'm excited. I get to tell you about it, be like, hey, come to the workshops. But it's just something that's a pain for me to just post the event at the time, trying to reach people out so they know about the time. Yeah, this is not my favorite. So you can tell the difference when I'm like, hey, when I'm excited. I'm always excited to do the workshop. I don't do stuff if I don't like to do it usually, but you can tell there's less enthusiasm. Like, oh, workshop this date, please sign up. And then when we're together, we're having a great time and we talk and stuff like that. But all the technical, but I did learn a lot though. I did learn a lot from, okay, so you see, okay, it's a little bit far. I don't think you are seeing anything actually while I'm talking, but let's see, 40 minutes. And you see now how I've put the two colors and how it's starting to contrast between the two purples. And by putting the shades next to each other and having them contrast, their own colors is highlighted. That's what's interesting. Because when it's just this, the color is beautiful, but it kind of becomes blend. By putting the two different shades next to each other, each of one of the colors reveals its beauty. And it's the same for us. Yes, when I see someone who's posting like a painting workshop or painting tutorial, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, I gotta get to it, you know. But in the end, we don't need to be in competition because we all have our own colors and we're all complementary. So by encouraging each other and pushing us all to do our dreams, our own colors are highlighted, and there's not two like us. So we all have our print.